I've been off Facebook now since November 2020 for my personal account. The manipulation of social media and the internet seems to have
SkateWine
gone up tenfold since the birth of the internet. I posted a comment on this picture here. It's of Alex Halford at Concrete Chaos. He's doing a ridiculously difficult trick on a ridiculously sketchy extension. That extension was terrifying. It was moving, that's why the two people stood behind it. Alex Halford was treating it like a normal ramp. So I've commented on Tom Angham's Instagram from my personal account, and my original comment was making that look like a normal tranny. Now, tranny, defined in terms of skateboarding and snowboarding, in snowboarding refers to transition between the table, flat, and the landing on the jump. In skateboarding, it just literally is transition. It's just shortened to tranny. There's absolutely no berating of any minorities within the context of that. So Instagram has taken that comment and given my personal account a strike with being possibly deleted, which is the second strike I've had in 2 years. My first strike I had on my personal beliefs surrounding political affairs over the last couple of years that we all know about. It begins with C and rhymes with Sid. I won't go into that. It's my personal beliefs, and I try not to air them on SkateWine. Posts were getting taken down. They started adding fact checkers, when now even the CDC is giving out information which was once banned on Instagram. I had already had an account strike back in probably around 2021. And unfortunately, I'd linked, I don't know why, it came up one day that I could link them. So I linked my personal account with my SkateWine account. And that was probably the most stupid thing I could have done. I put up another comment after having a strike saying, making it look like a normal transition because tranny is a banned word. And I'm meaning tranny in the context of as in physical skateboarding ramp. Nothing to do with transition as in from one sex to another, and it got banned. And Instagram are now gatekeepers to the English language, it seems, which is terrifying. So this being my second strike on my personal account, it's just weird that they're striking like opinion that isn't calling out for people to be harmed, and then they're calling out words. Yet I've looked online and there is so many accounts. Bullying people. Even in skateboarding, there's accounts out there that are absolutely rinsing people's styles, how they look, what kind of skateboarding they're doing, which is just disgusting. It's nice because it circles back to why skateboarding sucks in 2022. Social media wasn't around in the early 2000s, and thank God, because I don't know whether I would have survived. It's disgusting that people are tagging other skaters and being like, your style sucks. And then they're getting a following, and from that drama, it builds their credentials, and it's through cyberbullying, which is disgusting. And Instagram doesn't do anything about it, which I think is hilarious, or does very little about it, especially when it's come to terms with stuff that I've been sent in SkateWine. I've complained about it. Instagram ignores it. But I put up a word tranny, meaning transition in the skateboard, and I get a strike on my personal account, which is just an incredible juxtaposition of Instagram's positioning within this. And I'm not going to lie, it's a very difficult thing to be a judge of policies regarding this sort of subject. Stupidly linked my accounts on Instagram, and looking at the stats, I feel since 2000, my followers, the views, was just on a steady trickle up. And then 2020 happened, and all of a sudden, around the time that I did a lockdown video, I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know if it was Instagram, or maybe they delete a whole load of bots all of a sudden and they just do it in one sweep. But all of a sudden I lost 200 followers. And from around this point, there just seems to be an algorithm to the fact that it was like plateauing up since I started Instagram. And now it's kind of feels like it's flatlined a little bit. That it's unfortunate because I linked the accounts. If I post things, you can see what Instagram doesn't want other people to see, because you'll go from having 200 views to having, and it's always around 40 views they've limited it to. So I'll do a silly dog post, it'll have 200 views. and then I'll do this is happening at the moment because of this in politics, and it will be something that might not be on the liberal side of things, and then it will have 40 views. And it just, only recently have I realised it's kind of lessened, but it used to happen so much during the 2020-2021 period. I mean, the other point that I could be making here is that maybe 200 people didn't like the video, which was highly successful, about the criticism of lockdowns and mental health, being able to skate. I had so much positivity through that video, people messaging me saying that I had made a well-formulated argument. The Telegraph, that one of their journalists contacted me. I had a nice interview with the Telegraph. And again, interestingly enough, the lady that I spoke to was very nice at the Telegraph. And then I think she rung back, or I rung her in the afternoon, and she'd said that the senior editor didn't think it was newsworthy. There was something covered in the news in California when they put sand on the skate parks in California, and that was brought up in the news in the US. It was deemed newsworthy. So I find it interesting that the junior or middleweight journalist thought it was great. She really wanted it to run. And then all of a sudden, the senior editor was like, no, we're not running it. And again, criticism of lockdowns. The government didn't want that. So I've got a feeling that, strings are pulled. And like old media has always been controlled. It's always been manipulated, and, the strings have always been pulled. And sometimes even the cloth over people's eyes, due to the fact that people are gatekeeping the media. Then the internet happened. I was fortunate enough to see the early 2000s where gatekeeping wasn't happening and organic traffic was happening, and people were able to leverage themselves on social media. People that were being leveraged probably wouldn't have been leveraged at a time where it was just the BBC and a few media outlets. That brings it in nicely to how the control of information is so important, especially in today's age. Control of information, and now the control of language. Me using tranny in a light of transition on skateboarding ramps, and meaning the curvature of the ramp, has got absolutely nothing to do with any LGBTQ. I'm not talking about anything related to sex, or I'm not even making a joke about. I'm not even making a joke about it. So they are now controlling the language, how the English language is used. Chuckle to myself a little bit about how we're being manipulated and controlled now in the sense of language and design and logos. Content now, Instagram especially, Facebook, it's not organic anymore. You have to pay. The people that have money and have wealth are now again able to do really well and be really successful with good business management. I managed to run a really successful night at university through organic reach. I can't believe it's not cider. It managed to do really well, and it was not because I was a good marketer or I knew what I was doing when I was 20 years old running this night. It was actually because of the accidental organic reach that Facebook gave me, or once gave me. And I feel that, again, I'm not blaming the fact that I can't get organic reach on my SkateWine, but it's interesting that seems to be a lot less these days. I feel that a lot of people, maybe not myself, but a lot of people could gain traction from having a better organic reach. You've got Instagram's search feature. You've got Instagram suggesting posts, which is incredibly annoying. I always click 30 days, don't suggest posts to me. I want to see my friends' posts. I want to see things that I am interested in. I don't want them to suggest things. YouTube, on the other hand, if I go onto their main page, they're constantly suggesting videos that I might like, and I always find that great. And I don't turn that feature off. I don't only go to the subscribed people on YouTube. I always have a little look around to see what the new YouTubers are doing, and I find it really interesting. On Instagram, I don't want that. I don't want to keep being told. Again, it's through organic reach, people sharing things, which I think Instagram and Facebook is deeply annoyed now about, or suppressing, is when I see a clip that someone has posted on their story and I look at the person and I think, yes, I want to follow that person, and then I'll go into it. And that's through my friends talking about it. It's not through Instagram going, here's this, you need to look at this because you're going to like it. Because it's just infuriating. It's a different kind. YouTube, there's no one posting what you should look at. It's not a blog place. It's not doing photos like Instagram once was. And it's a different way of doing subject matter. And I find it, Instagram now, what they think boxes you need to be looking in. Everyone's got this feature, the search feature. You click the little looking glass. So I've got skimboarding on my feed. I may have clicked on the skimboarding video before. I have no idea why that's coming up on my feed. I'm a skateboarding Instagram. Instagram's decided that I'm going to find that interesting. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm not. What's this one? I've got a Royal Marines, basically a Royal Marines advert. It's not an advert, but Instagram thinks that I'm going to want to see that, which is just ridiculous. I've got a BMXer. I don't care about BMXing. They think that I want to see BMXing. I've even got a scooterer. So I've got a skimboarder. I've got a scooterer. Can I just, yeah. I've got a... I hate scootering.
I hate scootering with a passion.
And Instagram's telling me I need to watch it. I don't want to watch it. This is the Commando video that I was talking about. Skateboarding. Oh, it's just refreshed it. What? I don't even know what I clicked then. It's refreshed it and it's already telling me new stuff that I need to look at. Now I've got a dog in a garden with water. I do not care about a dog in a garden with water. Schoolboy error. Battery ran out on the camera. So it's probably a good place to leave it. I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. And just remember not to say the T word on Instagram now. It's transition. Skateboarding transition. Language gateholders. Speak to you next time.